I'm one of these people who, I've always worked in Title I schools, and the kids there need a lot of help with ACT prep. So I've always incorporated it into my classroom. And my daughter went to Riverside Brookfield High School, and she is, when she graduated last year, she had 8 AP credits with a 4 or 5, straight A student. And when she took her first ACT junior year, and she had her English and her math and her reading at that 34, 35, 36, and then I saw science, and it was a 28. And I just walked back and forth around the house and said, Cassidy, your mom's a science teacher. How can you get a 28 in science? You go to a good school. How can this happen? And then the more I thought about it, I thought, well, you know what? I'm really glad it was science was her lowest because I can help her. If it was English, she probably would end up failing the test. So I worked with her on ACT prep, how to answer the questions, what to look for. Next time she took it, she got a 36. So I really think all classes should be doing some sort of ACT prep. So this is how I do it in my classroom. Now, since chemistry is mostly a sophomore test, you could also do the explore or plan test, and you can get copies of those sample booklets from whomever does the testing at your school. ACT test booklets, they also publish one every year, and they're also available online, sample booklets, and you can use these tests. So the first thing I do with my students is the first week in school, I'm in Waukegan, we're a district school, so I have access to their 8th grade Explore tests. And I print out their 8th grade Explore tests, their 9th grade Explore tests, their 10th grade Plan tests. And we look only at the science. And we talk about how you should have 2 points growth every year. And then I give them an ACT 64E, ACT test, complete test, they have the whole period to do it. Most of the students have never seen an ACT test before with that level of questions that after about the first 2 passages they quit because it is so intense. And so we get their score and I say, don't worry about it, I'm going to teach you how to do this. So we first start with Explore tests. And every day when they come in, this is their bell work. They'll get a sheet like this and it'll be 1 passage and some questions. And they have, in the beginning, the first 2 weeks of school, they start out with 20 minutes for that 1 passage and then 10 minutes. And now we're down to 5 minutes for each passage. So they go and they answer the questions and then we talk about them in class. And we say, okay, first of all, where do you find the answer? And the questions will tell them, is it table 1? Is it the passage? Is it the scientist? Where do you find the answer? And then we talk about, okay, now since we kind of know what we ask them what the question is, they have to rephrase it in their own words. So we know what the question is asking, we know where to look for the answer. If the questions are, 2 of them are yes and 2 of them are no, we can eliminate 2. We're now up to a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So then they eliminate 2 and we work through this every day. This whole process every day takes about 8 minutes. 5 minutes for them to answer the questions, about 3 minutes for us to go over the questions in class. From what I've seen with this, my years working there, the scores have raised significantly. Now I do this differently with my classes. This is what we do for the regular class. For my honors kids, they just get a copy of this after the test, and so when they're with the unit test. So when they're finished with the unit test, they have their 5 or 6 passages, and that keeps them quiet, and they finish their test, and then the next day I give them the answers. Now this year my honors class is freshmen. We're in the process of moving physics from an 11th grade class to a 9th grade class. So the freshman classes have received Explore tests. Today they had their 2nd Explore test, and tomorrow when I give them the answers, I'll ask them, okay, are you guys ready now to move on to Plan? They want to be able to get to the ACT test as a freshman, being able to answer the questions to get their higher score. So that's just how I do ACT prep. I think that all teachers, no matter what school, should incorporate something in it.